About.
Quarter turn to the right.
You have Urishna in the middle.
So you guys can notice the really round, really full glutes,
Right.
bigger thighs, bigger quads.
And I see what you mean about the conditioning, Janet. It's a touch
And
sharper, maybe, than
Yes.
bikini, but it's not. It's definitely not hard conditioning.
Correct. It should be a very similar
Okay, ladies, you're going to file off. Y'all be back
conditioning to
individually.
bikini,
Yeah.
but
ladies, stage
fuller,
right, please. Matt will take
bigger
you off the stage.
lower half.
Sure.
Janet, are
Group two on the center
bikini
line.
and wellness, are the poses exactly the same, or is there a difference?
Their front pose is a little different. It does look like a older version of what bikini posing used to be in the front pose. But traditionally now you will start seeing the wellness girls posing their front pose here, all the same. That way the judges can get a clear view and be able to look at each physique in that position, you know?
Right.
So it's really hard to gauge, I think, sitting at home, how thick
Quarter
the
turn to
legs
the right.
and the glutes are. I saw one of the wellness girls walking to the elevator today. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
The level of development in her legs and the glutes.
Quarter turn to the right.
So here you see the slight separation from the hamstring and the glutes. The judges are
And
going to be
face forward.
quickly looking for an overall nice shape even from the side front view.
How
Okay,
often
ladies, you're gonna
would
file
they
off. Y'all
train
be back individually.
legs and glutes and hamstrings each week, Janet? Like, is it more frequency? Is that how they're
Right,
developing
thank
the
you, ladies.
disproportionate physique?
Well, I think partly is because of that. You know, the other part could be
All right, judges
genetics
getting their first look
as
at our
well.
competitors here in the wellness
But
division
definitely
today.
that they are going to
We're gonna bring
focus
back our ladies
in,
for their
hone on in
individual
those
presentations
lower
and
body
the
muscles,
lineup
the
for
glutes,
the
the
call-outs.
legs, calves.
Please welcome your
but
first
of course
competitor
still train
from Sao
upper body
Paulo,
as well.
Brazil.
I'll be honest.
Julia
I've been to
Chitara.
South America many times, and these girls train glutes and legs almost every day.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's
Every
what I was
day.
thinking. It's got to be a frequency thing.
Yes.
Along with genetics, of course.
Our first
But-
wellness competitor, Julia Chitara, who placed in the top 5 last year at the Olympia, 5th place. Wow, you guys can see the width of the side sweep of the quad. Nice lifted, round, full glutes. She's definitely taking her time with her posing.
So I have to ask you this, Janet. Do any of these girls with these extremely full round glutes, do they do anything to enhance? Is there anything they're doing for that? Is it just strictly training?
I think nutrition is a huge part of growing any muscle. You know,
Sure.
you gotta eat a lot of protein, and you gotta train hard, and you gotta rest to gain that muscle. Just like with any other division, if you want to grow that muscle, a specific muscle group, you're gonna train them hard, and you're gonna eat.
Thank you, Julia. From Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, please welcome Isabel
Our second
Nunez.
competitor, Isabel Nunez, who placed 3rd at the Olympia last year.
Yeah, look at the quads.
The legs are
Yes.
very well, yeah.
With a shorter physique, I think that she does very well putting on that size
Yeah.
on the lower body. More compact muscle.
She's very,
She
very
does
thick in
have
the lower body.
Bigger quads. But they do want to see a nice, balance of that lower body. So we'll see what the judges think as far as if that's going to be a point offer or a benefit for her.
See, in bikini, it looks like they're looking for the overall flow, top to bottom, and it almost looked like in wellness, it's bottom heavy.
Yes.
Yes.
You know?
She's very balanced in her lower body. The quad development is equal to the hamstring and the glute development. She's got very thick all through the lower body.
Thank you,
Again, this
Isabel.
division is, the hair, makeup,
From Bayamon,
posing, your
Puerto
tan.
Rico,
It's so important to be
Urishna
on point with
Ayala.
every detail.
Urishna, my favorite for winning this contest today. Not sure if it's happening, but she's my favorite.
She was 4th at the Olympia last year. Former professional dancer.
She is a fan favorite. You can see her. She does a lot of traveling throughout the year while competing. She does tons of seminars, so she's getting out there, educating new competitors about the wellness division.
See, I like everything about it. The color, the look, the smile, everything. For me, everything works with Yarisha.
She definitely brings lots of flair to her posing.
Cannot get over how thick the legs are. It's a lot of muscle.
Beautiful abs, too.
Thank
Her
you,
condition is
Yarisha.
really beautiful.
Yeah, she seems to be a little bit harder than the other girls before.
From Sao Paulo, Brazil,
Maybe it's
please
just the
welcome
abs.
Angela Borges.
So she won the Olympia before, did she not, Janet?
Angela Borges was runner-up at
Second.
last year's Olympia, so she is our top competitor here at the Arnold. And what's very unique about Angela is that her glutes, they're very unique. I have not seen another wellness competitor display glutes like hers. Even here in her front side pose, you can see the shape on the side. She has to be careful with her level of conditioning to avoid showing any striation.
You think she's getting too hard?
I think she's very conditioned here. She still has very full round glutes. I don't think she's too hard. She could be. We'll see what the judges think.
I think what's special about her is she looks a little taller. The muscle looks just a little bit nicer when it's kind of stretched out.
She flows nice, yes.
Yeah,
She is a taller competitor for wellness.
So she's still carrying a lot of muscle, but because it's like a long look to it, I think it just looks nicer on her physique.
She has such tiny waists.
Yeah.
Shoulders is very important too as well. So
Thank you,
you
Angela.
still want to train your upper body and get that development there.
From New Orleans, Louisiana, please welcome Devin.
I think naturally
Andre.
and genetically that when you train hard, overall, you're naturally going to grow the bottom half anyway.
Sure.
Here, I believe her abdomen is a little bit wider.
It's another category that's very hard to judge.
These ladies put a lot of effort into their choice of bikinis that they wear. Of course, the color, the style, the amount of
Thank you,
jewels
Devin.
and rhinestones that they have on them to display. They definitely want a color that accentuates their
From the
tan,
Dominican
their
Republic,
physique. And
please welcome Lorena
these suits
Ragusa.
can become very expensive. The cut, of course, of the back is very important as well because they want to have a cut that accentuates their glutes.
So what would some of these girls have done before wellness? Would they have just done figure, possibly?
I believe a lot of them did either figure or bikini, and with the judges' feedback they would constantly get, that they would have to, they're too small or they're not proportioned or they're too big, and wellness is a division where their physique genetically just fits right in. It's a division just for them. Also, the coverage of the top of the swimsuit I think is very important. That it creates a nice balance for the overall look as well.
Thank you, Lorena.
you don't want such a small cut where it becomes too noticeable, and that's what the attention is focused on.
We have Dr. Sunny Andrews. She's from Miami Beach, Florida. She won the Ben Weeder Pro, and she was 6th at the Olympia.
Here again, we have another competitor that's shorter, so for her, she's putting on compact muscle.
And she's also a medical doctor and a resident surgeon.
Think about that schedule, train to train.
Yeah.
It's intense, but, you know, where there's a will, there's a way.
So I want to ask you, Janet, you were talking about the balance in the lower body. Is her glute, hamstring, quad development balanced?
I believe she displays nice, well, round, full glutes. She does have that width and muscle development in the legs. But as far as for a shorter physique, it could be more. I'd like to see what the first call out will be.
Yeah. When I look at that physique, I feel like the glutes are. It's weird from the back. The quad looks good, but I feel like the glutes are a little bit more developed than the hamstring and the quad. Dennis, you see that at all?
Yes. Yes.
With a smile on your face.
Yes. Yeah, that could be.
I'm not complaining. No,
do you see what I mean from the front?
Yes, she's a little bit shorter.
Yeah. It's so hard, Dennis, like you said, to judge. So I'm just
from the front. Sorry to cut you. The front of the thigh development.
All right, thank you, Sonny.
You don't see it as much, but when from the back, she does she flares where her positioning of her feet, she points the toes out to create that flare.
Sure.
Competitor number 8 is Barbara Cesar. She placed in the top 10th place at the Olympia last year. And she is a former bikini competitor who transitioned into wellness.
I was just about to say, she still looks to me like she has a little bit bikini. You know, the flow and the size.
Well, the size is definitely not up to par with the other girls that have come out. She looks very good.
And putting on the size, you know, that takes time. Definitely takes time to put in the work and to grow. She definitely brings the beauty, though. A lot of these ladies, since this is the first showcasing of wellness here at the Arnold Sports Festival, it's got to be nerve-wracking to be up on the stage competing in front of everybody.
From
first time.
Junction City, Georgia.
So next up we have Casey DeLong. She is first at the San Antonio Pro, and she's a mother of 5.
Oh, 5.
Wow.
Imagine taking care of 5 kids and then finding a way to train at the same time.
That is amazing.
Can you imagine having 5 kids and still looking the way she does right now? I mean, that's what's unbelievable to me.
Yeah, I don't even have time to train now. If I had 5 kids, man.
I have 1. I can only hope to look that good at the time. Now, for me, what I've been seeing among all the competitors here in wellness, they're very different. Just different shapes of the glute and legs. That's very hard. They're all different shapes.
I also see that some of them have the shoes are not always the same. You know, how do you choose what style of shoes? Because some of them have kind of like a plateau, a little bit higher.
Yeah, like
Well, you notice hers are very low platform.
Yes.
I think what you practice and you feel most comfortable in.
So it has nothing to do with the look.
I believe that a higher platform, if you're shorter, will give you a longer appearance.
Mm-hmm.
If you're taller and if you wear a shorter heel, I know Angela Borges wears a lower platform.
Mm-hmm.
She's taller, so that can, you know, kind of shorten your appearance. So it works with your height, but it's all personal preference.
This is Cassandra Gillis from Canada. She was 11th at the Olympia and first at the Toronto Pro, first at the Chicago Pro last year. So she won a couple shows, so she definitely belongs here and is showing great muscularity. She's very thick.
And a former softball player. Softball players definitely have a lot of muscle development.
Look at the quad development from the back.
The sweep, yes.
Crazy. She's just a very thick muscle. Across the shoulders, too, she has wide clavicles.
It is hard to find that while having more muscle in the bottom half, but still maintaining a small waist.
Yeah.
We really have to see them stand next to each other to hopefully see the difference between the top girls and the ones that maybe not make the top 5.
Sure.
Because right now they all look great to me.
Anytime you get a lineup this tough, folks, the judges are going to need your help in figuring out who to call out first.
Our 2022
So yell out the name of who you want in the first
debut
call
here
out.
at the Arnold Sports Festival.
All right, you're going to line them up. Bring out the first call out. Dennis, who do you see in the first call out?
Julia.
Yarishna.
2, Isabel.
So you see Angela as well.
3.
Yes, Angela.
4. Angela.
There we go. They brought out
7. Sunny.
4, 5 in the call out.
10. Cassandra.
6.
Oh, wow.
6 in the first call out.
Okay, and everybody can take a couple steps down.
So now let's see if Sandy moves them around so we can see who's in the center.
I really feel like
Isabel and
Angela
Julie
has
to switch. 1 and 2 switch.
has a advantage being taller.
Okay, ladies. Quarter turn to the right.
It does create a nice balance
It just
in her look
Quarter turn to
it
the
still
right.
shows like she still has a great level of muscularity.
in the bottom half.
Yeah, but I feel like it really shows a little bit
Quarter turn to the right.
leaner and longer look to her muscle.
And she's our
And face forward.
runner-up.
Very tiny
the
waist.
Olympia.
She's pulling a vacuum the whole time.
Okay, ladies, let's do 180. Face that back wall.
Yeah, that waist makes her lower body look even more.
It's
More
very,
developed. Now walk
very
halfway
hard
back
to
and hold it when you
gain
get
muscle in the lower half and trying to keep it off in the midsection.
Sure.
You notice that many of the competitors have their toes pointed
Face
out.
forward and
Feet
walk it
position
back.
is crucial. How much you want to flare your quads out. They have to be very conscious of the angle that they're placing their toes and feet placement.
Okay, ladies, and take a step back to either side.
Wow, that was a fast call out.
Real fast,
I
yes.
feel like they've already seen what they want to see.
I think they'll bring them out again.
I need 5, Devin.
Do you think they'll bring out a
6,
smaller call out for the
Lorena.
end?
8, Barbara.
I have a feeling
9,
we may.
Casey.
Yeah.
So we have our second call out here.
Okay, ladies. Quarter turn to the right.
Now, even though
Quarter
Barbara
turn to the right.
still displays that bikini look, I still feel like here she has a nice overall look.
I agree. I feel like in this group,
There can be
Quarter
things
turn to the
to
right.
work on to grow, but I think she has so much potential ahead of her.
And face forward. Okay, ladies, let's do 180. Face the back wall. Now walk halfway back and hold it when you get there.
And as they're walking here, they're being very careful to keep everything tight. The judges
And
do not
face
want
forward
to see
and walk it
anything
back.
jiggle.
so that's what the purpose of the walk is it, Janet? Just to
It's-
make sure that nothing's jiggling. And
How tight the glutes are.
imagine that, Dennis, having to walk and not let anything loose.
Okay, ladies,
Oh.
take a step back to either side. I
Not
need
now.
number 3, Yarishna.
So they're bringing back out
Number 6, Lorena.
the top group here.
Number 8, Barbara. And number 10, Cassandra.
Oh no, I actually think this is probably a battle for 4th, 5th, 6th,
Yeah.
or 3 through 6.
Urishna and Lorena switch. You're right next to each other. Cassandra and Barbara switch. You're right next to each other.
Conditioning is very good.
So just for people at home, the reason I said this could be 3 through 6 is they left Angela, and I'm not sure the other girl's name. I forgot her name. They left the other 2 girls off. They had them in the middle of the first call out, and they didn't bring them back. So generally,
Isabel, Angela.
Yeah. So generally, what that means in our world is if they don't come back for the end, they have them in the top 2 spots, and these 4 are battling through for 3 through 6.
So, and by looking at the call out right now with Urishna and
Cassandra
in the center,
yes,
looks like 3 and 4.
Yeah, I believe so too. I think it looks like Urishna will be 3rd, Cassandra will be 4th. It's kind of how I have it, anyways. And it's funny, we said about Barbara being a little bit less developed, but she's moved up into this call out. So she's showing great balance in her physique, good stage presence.
And the stage presence and posing, how much confidence you show on stage, it's very important. Hair, makeup, tan is still a big component here in wellness.
ID number 2.
Okay, now we're going to bring a final call out.
Top
number
2.
4, Angela. Number 7, Sunny.
Oh, I forgot him. I forgot Sunny in the first call out. I apologize. So that was a battle for
4 to 7.
Yeah.
Sunny and Angela switch. Here they go. Quarter turn to the right.
Angela definitely displays the tinier waist among the group here.
Quarter turn to the right.
And with the camera, as in the close-up, you can really see the condition that these girls are in. I mean, unbelievable.
It's tough to judge this because you see, I'm sorry, the girl to the left of Isabel. Isabel is much thicker and more developed in the lower body than Angela is. But Angela has a smaller waist and seems to be flowing more nicely. So I'm not sure.
As an added benefit to create an illusion.
That's right. So I'm not sure how the judges are going to go here, but I think I have Angela ahead here myself.
Yeah, I agree. Even though I want all of them to win.
Face forward and walk it back.
I agree, though.
Okay, ladies, thank you very much. You take a step back to either side.
Angela definitely displays a beautiful
That concludes our first round in wellness. Bob, back to you.
Stage. And
right,
with more muscle, you want to be able to make it as feminine as possible.
The
These ladies do such a great job. I'm so excited.